And this is part 3 of chapter 13, renewable resources. And this first section looks um, at, shall we say, policy responses. So, success of any policy solution rests upon the ability to enforce the policy. In 1976, there was something known as the Magnuson Act that established a 200-mile exclusive economic zone for only domestic fishing. And the act stipulated a maximum penalty of $100,000, 1 year in prison, and forfeiture of the unauthorized fishing vessel. Now, some enforcement remains a problem, distant end of the territorial waters, and some economists argue that this may actually encourage too much fishing on the domestic side because this only is for foreigners to not encroach on the 200-mile exclusive economic zone. Okay. Now there are policies that, if they're enforceable, there are a number of things that policymakers can do to reduce the amount of fish caught. One is to charge a fee to fishers to catch, and that fee could be equal to the distance between the marginal cost and the average revenue effort won. In essence, it would be almost like a user fee or a tax on the fish. Another is what's called total allowable catch limits, where you actually have a quota on the amount of fish caught, and there's issues with a race to catch fish, as individual fishers each want to harvest as much as possible before the quota is reached. Now, another one is individual transferable quotas, and this is markets again. And under this system, total allowable catches are divided into quotas for individual fishers, who may then sell their rights to buy of the TAC to buy larger shares. And so they can buy and sell their quotas, as it were. Now we have, of course, examples of overfishing, and this is in your reality check. Between 1960 and 2010, worldwide fish consumption per capita increased from 9 to 17 kilograms, and that was an increase of 89%. So there is a lot more fish being caught and out there, and the world consumption of fish, of seafood, has gone up tremendously. Your book has an example of the steelhead trout, and beyond commercial, recreational, and tribal harvests. Steelhead's severe decline has been done because of logging, road construction, urban development, grazing, mining, agriculture, hydropower development, flood control, loss of large woody debris in waterways. So it's not just the fishing, it is the critical habitat, as it were, that has contributed to the decline of a wild fish such as the steelhead trout. Okay, policy not only has enforcement issues, there are also uncertainty issues. So here's some different growth functions. And variations in fishing conditions can make the shape of the growth functions difficult to pinpoint. And there can be also changes in sea temperatures that may make the growth temperature larger or smaller. Now, we're saying that sea temperatures have gone up, and if sea temperatures have gone up, I would think that the growth function would decrease. So let's say go from the dark blue to the lighter blue. The problem comes if there's too much fishing beyond the growth function, then it becomes unsustainable and you are decreasing the amount of fish in addition to whatever is happening to the sea temperature. Okay, this ends part 3 of chapter 13, renewable resources.